President Carlston, Board of Trustees, faculty and staff at Snow College, family and friends, and graduates of Snow College. How humbled and honored I am to be here today. I'm sure this is the first time in the history of higher education that a bowling teacher has been asked. To speak at graduation. And I hope and pray that I can say something today that will benefit each and every one of us in here today. I'd like to make one additional comment about the individuals who are retiring today. Let me read you their names. Virgil Ash, 36 years at Snow College. Jackie Black, 27 years at Snow College. Susan Burdette, 36 years. Doug Dyring, 36 years. Beth Ann Erickson, 20 years. Bob Oliver, 42 years. Steve Peterson, 38 years. Klesh Young, 35 years. And Bob Trythall, 37 years. That totals over 308 years of service at Snow College. Let's give them another round of applause. It's been a privilege and an honor associating with those individuals that are retiring today, and I just wanted to express that to them. I'd also like to express my deep appreciation for those individuals who I've worked so closely with over the years at Snow College. And you know who you are, and you know how much I love you. Many years ago, in the early 60s, the Green Bay Packers were a terrible football team. And they hired a man named Vince Lombardi. And in his very first meeting with the Green Bay Packers, he said, "Gentlemen, we will be successful if we focus on three things. Those three things are your family, your religion, and the Green Bay Packers." Well, my life has centered around three things: my family, my religion, and the students at Snow College. How I love you guys. And I'd like to thank my family that's here today. And I know Debbie didn't want me to do this. We've been married now for 40 years. We've been happily married for 35, you know. And she didn't want me to say that, but I know some of you guys were expecting that today, so. All my children are here. All my spouses of the children are here. And the cutest 10 little grandkids in the world are here. Would my family please stand for a minute and wave? All of you. The second love of my life is my religion, the gospel of Jesus Christ. I have had one of the greatest opportunities here at Snow College to serve across the street in the Snow College Stakes and Young Single Adult branches and the Institute for almost 27 out of my 37 years here at Snow College. And some of the greatest people that I've met in my life, and some of the ones that I've enjoyed serving with so much, are here today. And Ted, it's about time that you shine my shoes, all right? But I've loved that opportunity to serve at the Institute and in the Snow College Stakes and Awards. And the third love of my life are the students of Snow College. You know, I'm ending one of my journeys today, but I'm starting one of my journeys also. And you guys are ending one of your journeys today too, and you're starting one of your new journeys in life. And one of the reasons I know that I've been asked to speak today is because of my intro to PE class. And it really isn't Intro to PE, as you guys call it, Intro to Life. And the whole theme of that class has been, in order to build a better world, you have to build a better you. In order to build a better world, you have to build a better you. Now, if you're listening to me, raise your hand. All right? There you go. All right. Okay. And there's 5 things that we focus in this class about how do you build a better you. 5 attitudes. The first is an attitude of gratitude. It's so important for all of us to develop an attitude of gratitude. And it's amazing. The more that you're grateful for, the more things you get back. The more you express your gratitude to your wife or your spouse, the more good things that she does for you. The more that you express your love and gratitude to your children, the more good that they do. And the more you express your gratitude to the students and to the athletes, the more good that they do. So to try and develop an attitude of gratitude is a wonderful principle in this life. The second attitude that we talk about is an attitude of action. You can talk all you want, but until you get out and do something, to really do it, then nothing's going to happen. An attitude of action. And one of my all-time favorite quotes is, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So an attitude of gratitude, an attitude of action. The third attitude that we talk about is an attitude of people building. And I love this one. Life is all people. Everything that we do is people. Life is all people. And each and every one of you is a living, breathing miracle. Out of the billions and billions of people that have been born on this earth, no 2 are alike. That is a miracle. And we need to build the self-esteem and the confidence of each other. Become a people builder. And know that your self-worth is not determined by your athletic ability. Let me say that again. Your self-worth is not determined by your athletic ability. The fourth principle that we talk about is an attitude of positive expectancy. It's okay for you to feel good about yourself. You're a living, breathing miracle. In positive attitude, positive results. You get out of life what you expect. And the fifth principle, and this might be my favorite, most important one, it's called an attitude of solution consciousness. You know, you think about all this positive attitude stuff, that you're not going to have any problems. We're going to have problems every day of our life, all right? And I love this quote. The problem's not the issue. The issue is how you deal with the problem. Problem's not the issue. Issue is how you deal with the problem. And it's not your problems that give you your troubles or your heartaches. It's your attitude towards your problems that give you your headaches. So how do you deal with that? It's your thoughts. Your thoughts determine your attitude determines your behavior, and your behavior determines the results that you get out of your life. Thoughts, attitude, behavior, results. Now, I can't talk about Intro to PE without talking about one of my all-time favorite stories, okay? It's about this young couple who bought a new car, and they packed the car up and went on a long trip to visit their grandma. Packed everything they had into it, and they took off to visit grandma for a week. And they spent a wonderful week with grandma. And as they approached the end of their visit, they packed up the car and drove all night to get back home, okay? One driving, one sleeping. And when they got home, they decided to, instead of unpacking the car that night, to park it in the driveway and unpack it in the morning. And when they got up in the morning, the car was gone. So they called the police and called the high-track tracking device and couldn't find the car. And let me read to you the conversation between these two young people, okay? As the day unfolded, Terry became increasingly upset as she remembered more and more of what had been in the car. Our wedding album, irreplaceable family photos from past generations, clothes, all our camera equipment, my wallet, and our checkbooks, just to name a few. These were items of little importance to our survival, yet they seemed of major importance at that moment. Anxious and frustrated, Terry asked me, How can you joke about this when all of these things in our brand new car are missing? I looked at her and said, honey, we can have a stolen car and be all upset, or we can have a stolen car and be happy. Either way, we have a stolen car. I truly believe our attitudes and our moods are our choice, and right now, I choose to be happy. 5 days later, our car was returned without a trace of any of our belongings, and with over $3,000 worth of damage to the car. I took it to the dealer for repair and was happy to hear that they would have it back to us within a week. At the end of that week, I dropped off the rental and picked up our car. I was excited and relieved to have our own car back. Unfortunately, these feelings were short-lived. On the way home, I rear-ended another car right at our freeway exit ramp. It didn't hurt the car I ran into, but it sure hurt ours. Another $3,000 worth of damage and another insurance claim. I managed to drive the car into our driveway, but when I got out to survey the damage, the left front tire went flat. As I was standing in the driveway, looking at the car, kicking myself in the tail for hitting the other car, Terry arrived home. She walked up to me, looked at the car, and then at me. Seeing I was beating myself up, she put her arm around me and said, honey, we can have a wrecked car and be all upset, or we can have a wrecked car and be happy. Either way, we have a wrecked car. So let's choose to be happy. I surrendered with a hearty laugh, and we went on to have a wonderful evening. Now that story has impacted my life tremendously, and I know it has impacted a lot of you Badgers also. Last Christmas, I bought my wife a new iPad, and we were so excited to learn some technology and to have a wonderful time with this iPad. Well, the day after Christmas, we were walking out in our front porch, and she dropped the iPad. Landed on the corner, shattered the whole thing, and she started to cry, all right? And just that quick, I said, Debbie, the problem's not the issue. The issue is how you deal with the problem. And just that quick, she responded, you can have a broken iPad and be all upset. Or you can have a broken iPad and be happy. Either way, we got a broken iPad. And I've thought about that today. I can be retiring from Snow College and be all sad, or I can be retiring from Snow College and be happy. Either way, I'm retiring from Snow College. So I'm going to choose to be happy. The other thing about Intro to PE that I can't not stand up here and not talk about is this book called The Traveler's Gift. Many years ago, a gentleman gave me $20,000 and said, you can do whatever you want with it at Snow College, Bob. And what I've done for all these years is buy this textbook for the students who take Intro to PE. And I absolutely love this book. It's about a man who visits with 7 different historical figures, and each figure gives him a recipe for success. And let me just read maybe a couple to you right here. The first one is from Harry Truman. This man named David Ponder visits Harry Truman. And Harry Truman's message is that the buck stops here. And what Truman says is, my decisions have always been governed by my thinking. Thoughts, attitude, behavior, results. My decisions have always been governed by my thinking. Therefore, I am where I am today mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially because of how I think. My thoughts will be constructive. Challenges are gifts, opportunities to learn. Problems are the common thread running through the lives of great men and women. In times of adversity, I will not have a problem to deal with. I will have a choice to make. Another individual that he meets with is Anne Frank. And Anne Frank, of all the things that she teaches us about being happy. And Anne Frank's message is, today I will choose to be happy. Happiness is a choice. Happiness is the end result of certain thoughts and activities. I will always smile first. When I choose to smile, I become the master of my emotions. Today I will choose to be happy. I am the possessor of a grateful spirit. A grateful spirit removes the cloud of despair. It's impossible for the seeds of depression to take root in a thankful heart. And Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain. How many of you know who Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain is? We're sitting in this room today because of an act that he did on July 2nd, 1863, in the Battle of Gettysburg. I love Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain, and I don't have time to talk about him today, but I would invite each and every one of you to get this book and learn more about Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain, a man of action, and what he did for all of us. And the last one that I'd like to just mention real briefly is about the angel Gabriel. And his message for us is, I will persist without exception. I'm going to ask you a question here and see if you can answer this question. I possess the greatest power ever bestowed upon mankind. We all do. What is the greatest power ever bestowed upon mankind? We all have it. You know what the greatest power ever bestowed upon mankind? It's the power of choice, the power to choose. And then this is my all-time favorite paragraph in this book. A sailor who fearfully watches stormy seas lash his vessel will always steer an unproductive course, but a wise and experienced captain keeps his eyes firmly fixed upon the lighthouse. He knows that by guiding the ship directly to a specific point, the time spent in discomfort is lessened. And by keeping his eye on the light, who is the light in your life? By keeping your eye on the light. I don't care what religion you are, but the light is Jesus Christ. By keeping his eye on the light, there never exists 1 second of discouragement. My light, my harbor, my future is within sight. Now, Badgers, how do I end this today? I've been so worried about this talk, I haven't even thought about retirement. But how do I end this today? What I want to do is say thank you to all those students who took my circuit training class. And remember, if your heart is stronger, you will live longer, all right? And you get out of this what you put into it. I like to talk to my Western Swing kids. I never dreamed I'd get involved with anything like Western Swing. And if my buddies in Los Angeles could see me sitting up here with cowboy boots on and talking to you guys, that'd be pretty cool. But Western Swing, every Wednesday night for the last 19 years, Debbie and I have had the opportunity to go to Ephraim Social Hall and participate with Western Swing. And the classes have been fun, and the dances have been fun. But what Debbie and I have enjoyed more than anything is our relationship with the presidencies of the Western Swing Club. We've kind of had the privilege of handpicking those individuals, and how I love you guys, and how grateful I am for the time that we spent with the Western Swing presidencies. Now, to the thousands and thousands and thousands of you kids who have taken bowling, all right? I'll tell you a secret. It's never been about bowling for me. I love bowling. It's a great lifetime sport, and I really want to thank Kelly and Maxine Jacobson at the Snowcap Lanes for all that they have done for me over the years. But it's never really been about bowling. It's been about my opportunity to be with you guys, my association to be with you guys. My daughter took bowling 6 times, all right? And how grateful I am for that. So one last time, out, down, back, swing. Out, down, back, swing. And for all of us here today, I think the capstone of my career has been the opportunity to teach Intro to PE. That has been a class that has given me the opportunity to really teach and to really talk and to really talk about values and philosophy and success in careers. And if there's 2 things that I want you to remember today, the problem's not the issue. The issue is how you deal with the problem. And more importantly, and grandkids, you listen to this, all right? More importantly, your thoughts determine your attitude. Your attitude determines your behavior. and your behavior determines the results that you get out of life. Everything that you do begins with what you choose to think about. Two most important words in your life, your choices and your thoughts. Badgers, you've got a great future in front of you. I want to wish you all the luck in the world, but I also want to remind you that luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So go out and prepare yourselves now for a great adventure in life. You know, when I turned 60 years old, I realized that I have been in bed asleep longer than you guys have been alive, all right? And I love you guys with all my heart. I'm so grateful for Snow College and the time that I've been able to spend here. And by far, the greatest experience that I've had is associating with the students of Snow College. I love you guys with all my heart. Thank you.